Hello, Ultra Confusion friends. It is I, Charlie, and I have, amazingly enough, made it back alive from ConNooga. If you did get a chance to see us at ConNooga, hello again. If you unfortunately were not able to attend ConNooga, it's okay. We are going to put up our two talks on YouTube, and then of course we're going to post them on ultraconfusion.com. Okay, so let's get right into it. ConNooga. Of course, it's in Chattanooga, or was in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I don't know if there's a Chattanooga anywhere else, but we're just going to say Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was 3 days of interestingness. Okay, so there's definitely this convention was fun, but it definitely had its what's the best word to use? It had its problems. Okay, first of all, I can't tell you how many people had no idea what panels were going on where. It was interesting though. Okay, so the convention took place at 2 different places. It took place at the Chattanooga Convention Center, which thankfully my hotel, the Marriott, was connected by a bridge to go straight there, so I never had to go outside for that portion. The other half was at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, which was 0.9 miles down the road, which of course I walked almost every single time except for once. And at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, there were several different locations where the convention was taking place, and there were some in the terminal station, then there was some in the convention center, and then there was some at Track 29. The Track 29 stuff was 18 and older stuff, so it was interesting to see the different makeups of all these different areas. But the thing is, because the convention was so spread out, I think there was kind of like a retention issue, because a lot of people, if they didn't get the shuttle and they had to wait a while, they kind of just disappeared and did their own thing instead of sticking with the convention. But like I said, something weird was going on with the convention center versus the Choo Choo Convention Center. The Choo Choo Convention Center had these nice little printouts that told you exactly what was going on at one time. At the convention center, there was nothing. Yes, they had those nice little LED electronic signs that sometimes told you what was currently going on in the room. But thanks to myself and Jesse, we made damn sure that everyone knew what was going on when we were taking the stage, or the table, as it were. We did some heavy foot traffic, or footwork, whatever, through the vendors area, because that's really the only place that we found a concentration of people to be at. So what we did is we walked up and down aisles in weird patterns, or random patterns really, with our whiteboard that basically said some kind of catchphrase and then the information about our panel. The first panel, so you finish making your indie game and you think you're done. We had 6 people in it. It is our first time ever doing that panel, so I understand that there might be some hesitance, but there were a lot of people who didn't even know we had that panel going on. Then, of course, the destruction of the game industry as we know it. That one was actually pretty packed. The reason behind that is because my fancy Fitbit, I know how many steps I took. I basically took 35,000 steps just to promote that panel. And I was really happy to see the turnout. And of course, if you want to, you can just check out the video on the website. So here's my issue with ConNooga. They didn't want to give you a program. That's okay if the information on the website is reliable. The website information was so out of date it wasn't even funny. And the other thing is, when you go to a convention that features panelists, I personally want to get to know who these panelists are. Why are they giving these panels? Did they just choose random panels and to put on? Did the people who are putting these panels on, have they really gone through this specific topic? For people who don't know Ultra Confusion, maybe that's one of the reasons why we didn't have so many in the first panel, was that no one knew who we were at ConNooga, and they couldn't really research us because they did it in a really weird way. So that was one of my issues. The other issues, of course, were just all the different places you had to be at. Now, of course, ConNooga said that they are going, or the the presenters of ConNooga have basically said they're going to try to put the entire thing into the Chattanooga Convention Center, which is humongous. So they're still not going to take up the entire convention center, which I don't understand why they didn't just take all the choo-choo stuff and put it into the convention center, because there's only like one other row that was being used, and ConNooga was using like maybe 2 rows out of, I think there's 10 or maybe 8. So would I recommend ConNooga for those who did not attend? Maybe. They've got a lot of work to do, a lot of updating and giving you information. The only map that I was able to find of the convention, this is another thing, no one knew where any of the rooms were. Unless you have previously stayed in at the Choo Choo or you've had a convention at the convention center, you had no idea. Yes, the rooms are labeled, but the majority of the rooms were in one area, and then there were a couple that were actually in the main hallway, and ours was in the main hallway. The only map that I was able to find was of the vendors. And yes, that's cool, but at the same time, it didn't look like that one was up to date as well. So it was, I don't know. I think, personally, I think they dropped the ball a little bit. I hope that they can improve it. I know Jesse and I would love to go back to ConNooga, hopefully, gain from what we gained this time, and hopefully be able to put on an even better panel, or maybe even get a fan table this time. So yes, ConNooga, I know this video has gone a little bit longer than usual, but I just want to tell you quickly about ConNooga. That was our experience. It was fun, and I hope that if you did not choose to go to ConNooga, but you want to check out one of our panels, that we will see you in one of our upcoming conventions. Of course, we've got MomoCon coming up. We've got AndoCon coming up. We've got MonsterCon, DragonCon. I've got to check to see if we can get a panel in there. We'll definitely be back at Siege, and we're going to try for RoundCon, but we don't know. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I am Charlie, and I'm probably going to see you really soon if you're going to be watching these videos back to back, because I'm about to do another one about a potential convention that it sounds awesome, but unfortunately, Alter Confusion could not attend. So until that time, either way in advance or in a few seconds, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.